nothing.
Well, and Mark Mangino thinking the same thing. After a tragic penalty like that, I certainly don't want to turn it over. I'm going to punt it and see if my defense can play like they played all game long.
Robinson made that tackle. Wendy's high school Heisman program recognizes today's scholar athletes and citizens. Packets have been mailed to over 26,000 public and private high schools. Online nominations being accepted as well, so go to www.wendyshighschoolheisman.com today to nominate your Heisman hopeful of tomorrow. Greg Robinson's defense did a job when it had to, aided by a controversial call, I'm sure, for Mark Mangino. Now, how about this? You need a play, you go to Gordon. Let me tell you another thing about this kid we haven't talked about, which is more important than anything. He's an academic all Big 12 athlete as well.
Well, he's so smart football-wise, it's not a surprise. I mean, he's got a fertile mind. And you know what? He may not be offensive or defensive player of the game individually, but combined, Gordon for Kansas is the player of the game. He's got an interception. He's made big plays. Of course, that penalty is crushing to him. And as he's pacing the sideline, he's beside himself here.
Tucker's got to handle the snap. Aaron Ross around midfield.
Oh,
and this is off the side of his foot. And it's going to go out of bounds around the 49-yard line, 48. So great field position for Texas, and they have plenty of time. 1:53 to go with one timeout.
The only fly in the ointment for the kicking game has been the punt team. Kyle Tucker dropped a perfect snap that gave Texas a short field. And when they needed a big punt right there, Tucker could not quite come up with it. Texas now, they're going to have to get themselves in good field position for Mangum. He missed a short field goal on the possession prior to the touchdown drive by Texas. It's coming down to the kicking game, as it does in a lot of games.
I don't think you have to throw it every down. Young's back there, and he's going to be sacked back at the 45-yard line.
Keith again.
Keith was there again, along with Jamal Ashley.
Boy, Keith is possessed. Talk about coming off the edge. Plenty of time to throw it. You know, you have to have a clock in your head and get rid of the football. You can't take those sacks. I mean, Vince Young is so sure of his abilities to make a big play. Sometimes throwing it away is not a bad play. Live for another down.
Now the clock eats up about 30 seconds between plays, and that's incomplete. Jeffrey couldn't pull it in as he dove at the 40-yard line. It's third down and 17, maybe 18.
Nice rush by Ashley. He got inside of Jonathan Scott at left tackle. I thought Jonathan Scott could have gotten called for holding. There was no hold. He took Ashley to the ground. Now it's 4-down territory everywhere for Texas. No more punting. 4-down territory for the rest of the game.
Jeffrey, the senior, in the slot.
Wow.
Ball's dropped. Young picks it up. Throwing it for Jones downfield. It's over his head. 4th down and 18. That's all that separates Kansas from one of the biggest upsets of the year.
And boy, you look at the timeout situation. Kansas has all 3. Texas only has 1. You have to take something and get part of it. But Kansas's defense was so good, there was nowhere for Vince Young to check down and make up half the yards. He had to try to go for it all. So now it's 4th and 18. You would have preferred to see 4th and 9 or 10 pick up at least 8 yards on 3rd down. Kansas's coverage was too good. Rushing 3 and dropping 8.
Young needs 18. He's going to try to run for it. He's going to have the 1st down.
Wow, Reed missed again in the open field. How about this guy?
1 minute to play, 33-yard line. Vince Young on his own picks up a 4th and 18.
Unbelievable. You rush 3 and drop 8 into coverage. You don't want to leave your coverage and rally to the quarterback too soon. But Young just says, I'm going to do this on my own. And there's Nick Reed again, and boom, Young is by him. Incredible effort. I mean, he is such a factor in the open field. Glides away.
Young checks down and ripped out of bounds as Benson. Ashley rode him out. 105 yards rushing for Young, 161 for Benson. They have 548 yards of offense, but it doesn't mean a thing because they trail 23-20 with 53 ticks left.
I think that's the 4th time in their histories together they've combined for over 100 yards rushing in the same game. And I'll guarantee you they hadn't lost any of those prior 3. Let's see what happens here on number 4. I don't think I've seen a 4th and 18 quarterback tuck it and run for the first down. I swear to goodness, I don't think I've seen that.
And Young breaks another tackle, but the clock will roll. There's only 1 timeout left.
Well, this is quarterback counter, Drew. It's a design play. Watch the lineman pull on the backside, and they're going to lead Young through the hole. He's so fast, he outruns all his blockers. What an incredible athlete this guy is. In the shotgun, this is a 2-back set and 2 pretty good backs, Young and Benson.
They got to save the timeout for a field goal attempt. Jeffrey. And he rode out of bounds. He got the first down to the 21-yard line. 17 seconds left. And they'll have an opportunity, Dave, to take an end zone shot or 2. Mangum on the sideline. He's a 4-year kicker, but he's missed from 33 today. And to be honest, he has missed some kicks this year. Yes. So he's not automatic.
No, he's not. And he's looking for his opportunity for restitution. Rodney Fowler missed the tackle for Kansas. If Rodney Fowler can make the tackle, keep Texas in bounds, it's a different deal. But Fowler can't make the tackle on Jeffrey, gets out of bounds. Mark Mangino just hoping and praying. And, you know, it is. I think the one thing now, you're on the cusp of the red zone. If you're Vince Young, you can't take a sack. You can't turn it over. You have to at least give your kicker the opportunity to kick the field goal.
Well, our Cooper Tire player of the game is Nick Reed. 13 tackles, pass breakup, several tackles for loss. He's our defensive player of the game.
And he's been involved in a lot of plays. He's missed a few tackles, but it's because it's Vince Young's excellence, not Nick Reed's troubles. Young is so amazing, but you can see Nick Reed was involved in everything. He had his nose analyzing and deciphering plays and making reads and getting to the ball. Very active, very athletic player. Good instincts, boy. And I'll tell you, there's one guy, a former quarterback himself, Nick Reed. He's looking at Vince Young and probably thinking, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What kind of athletic ability does this genetic phenomenon have?
Yeah, he's amazing. He's amazing. Here we go. 17 seconds left. They move the pocket. Young throwing toward the end zone's got him in. Touchdown! Touchdown, Texas. The senior Tony Jeffrey. Can you believe this? 2 weeks in a row for the Longhorns.
Fowler in coverage. Fowler missed the tackle on Tony Jeffrey, and he got out of bounds. And then they go right back at Fowler with Jeffrey. And Vince Young, rolling to his left, makes an incredible throw, squares those shoulder pads up, and delivers the ball to the senior. The only guy left of that miraculous receiving corps. And he steps up and makes a play. And Vince Young, he's a lot taller than 6'5" right now. He looks like he's 9'5".
And you know what? This entire stadium, I mean, it's like you can hear a pin drop.
Oh, boy,
they were going bananas a moment ago. Mangum kicks the extra point. 27-23, Texas.
Well, they just got kicked in the belly. Everybody in this, I mean, all the air has come out of this stadium. Vince Young on the edge. Is he going to run it, throw it? He's going to throw it. And just throws a dart. I mean, just lost the thing accurately. Perfect. That was decent coverage right there. You know, I mean, Rodney Fowler is there, but Vince Young throws a perfect ball, and Rodney Fowler just, he never makes a play on the ball. He's in position to make a play, but never makes a play on the ball, and Jeffrey does. Jeffrey found the ball. Fowler couldn't. Touchdown, Texas.
But how about Vince Young? It's 4th and 18. That's a no-hoper. 4th and 18, he does it on his own with his feet.
When he tucked it, I was like, no way. No way. And boy, he made it easily. Because I saw Nick Reed in the area, and I thought, you know what? Boy, Nick Reed, you know, But you cannot discount that young man's athletic ability.
Well,
Vince Young is off the charts in terms of genetic marvel.
22 of 40, 289 yards in the air. On the ground, 19 totes, 114.
And you know the impressive thing about him, Drew, he was totally unflappable. I mean, every single snap, he never changed his expression. 403 yards total offense for Young. That's 2 weeks in a row. He's had 400 yards offense himself. He had it against Oklahoma State last week. Mark Mangino just can't believe it. I mean, it's a devastating scenario. This team has had so many leads and just can't finish. When
they write the synopsis of this season for Kansas, they kicked it on the ground.
Kansas got to score a touchdown there.
Right,
field goal does nothing.
They got one snap.
Right.
But when they write the synopsis, as you look at this touchdown to Jeffrey, it's going to be near misses here today. They were up 30-5, Dave, earlier this year on Texas Tech and lost 31-30.
Rolling to his left, Drew, as a right-handed quarterback, to throw this ball as accurately as he did to the sideline. I mean, that is just, boy, Fowler is not in bad position. I mean, that was decent defense, but the quarterback and the wide receiver, Young and Jeffrey, just executed better. They made a play that is a difference maker in a close game like this. Vince Young, jeez, forever young. How about that guy?
Now Luke will throw it, and they get out of bounds with 1 second left. They're trying to get, I mean, that was by design, obviously, trying to get it at least in the neighborhood that you can reach the end zone.
Right, you can't throw a Hail Mary 80 yards in the air. Very few guys can. Now at least, and with the arm strength that Luke has shown, this Hail Mary, I mean, there is going to be an opportunity. But how about the resourcefulness of Mack Brown and his coaching staff and the players? Calling the plays is one thing. But Vince Young, the execution of said plays, and creating something when it's defended, you can't buy that.
Final snap of the game, barring a penalty. Luke cranks it up. The ball's deflected, incomplete, and Texas has held on. They win in the final seconds, 27-23. They improve to 9-1.
Man,
unbelievable game.
Snatched victory from the jaws of defeat right there. 2 weeks in a row.
They were down 10 late. Mack Brown, Mark Mangino getting together. Our FSN College Football Saturday will continue a little later on. Number 2, Oklahoma, Nebraska. For Dave Lapham and Jim Knox and our entire crew, Drew Goodman saying so long from Lawrence.
The following is a paid presentation brought to you by the Professional Education Institute. The people appearing in this program are real students and have not been paid for their stories. For 20 years now, you've been hearing about Carl